The sun blazed over Willow Grove, a quiet suburban neighborhood, when I found my 5-year-old daughter, Lily, locked in a metal dog crate behind our garden shed. Her tiny hands clawed at the bars, her face flushed red from crying in the scorching heat. Her cochlear implants, which let her hear the world despite her deafness, lay discarded in the dirt. "Mommy, help!" she sobbed. "The mean lady said I was too loud. She put me in the bad box." My heart shattered. At that moment, I wanted to tear Helen Whitaker, our HOA president, apart. Lily was born deaf. Her cochlear implants helped her experience sound, but she couldn't always control how loud she was when excited. That morning, she'd been playing her toy piano in our backyard, giggling and singing nonsense songs. I was inside, prepping lunch, when a sharp knock interrupted me. Helen stood at my door, her lips a thin line of fury. "Your daughter's making that racket again," she snapped. "This is the 4th time this week. We have noise rules here." We'd moved to Willow Grove 3 months ago, hoping for a fresh start after my husband's death. The local school had a great program for deaf kids, and I thought Lily could thrive. But Helen made it hell from day one. "She's just playing," I said, gripping the doorframe. "She can't always tell how loud she is because of her condition." Helen's eyes narrowed. "Disability's no excuse for disturbing everyone. My husband's on important calls. Her screeching's ruining his work." My blood boiled. "She's singing, not screeching," Helen sneered. "It sounds like a wounded animal. Keep her quiet, or you'll get fined." She shoved a warning notice into my hand and stormed off. I shut the door, fighting tears. Lily loved her piano. Her therapist said music helped her feel vibrations she couldn't hear. But then my phone rang, an emergency at work. As a remote customer service manager, I couldn't ignore our biggest client's crisis. I checked on Lily, still happily playing in our fenced yard, and started the call, thinking she was safe. I could see her from my office window. Or so I thought. 20 minutes into the call, I noticed Lily wasn't at her piano. I scanned the yard, nothing. My pulse quickened, but I told myself she was behind the oak tree, collecting acorns. The call dragged on for another 40 minutes. When it ended, I bolted outside. The backyard was silent. Her piano sat abandoned, her stuffed rabbit on the grass. "Lily!" I shouted, panic rising. A faint cry came from behind the shed. What I saw will haunt me forever. Lily was trapped in a metal dog crate, the sun beating down mercilessly. Her face was beet red, her hair drenched with sweat. Her cochlear implants lay outside the cage, leaving her in terrifying silence. A padlock secured the door. "Oh my God, Lily!" I dropped to my knees, clawing at the lock. It wouldn't budge. I sprinted to the garage for bolt cutters, my hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped them. When I finally freed her, Lily collapsed into my arms, trembling. "The mean lady said my songs were bad," she sobbed. "She took my ears and locked me up." Rage consumed me. I carried Lily inside, gave her water, and checked her burning skin. She was dehydrated, terrified. I stormed to Helen's house and pounded on the door. Her husband, Mark, answered confused. "Where's your wife?" I demanded. "The woman who locked my disabled daughter in a cage and left her to bake." His face paled. "What?" Helen appeared, her expression cold. "Your daughter was disturbing everyone," she said. "I gave her a timeout since you can't control her." Mark stared at her, horrified. "Helen, what did you do?" she scoffed. "Don't act shocked, Mark. That kid's been a nuisance since they moved in, with her weird noises and awful singing. Someone had to teach her a lesson." I pulled out my phone. "The police are coming, and our security camera caught everything." Helen's smugness faltered. You're bluffing. There's no camera. I showed her the footage, her entering our yard, yanking Lily's implants off despite her cries, forcing her into the cage, locking it, and walking away with a smirk. Her face went ashen. The police arrived, watched the video, and arrested Helen on the spot. As they cuffed her, she screamed, "She violated noise rules! I was enforcing order." At the hospital, the doctor's words gutted me. Lily has heat exhaustion and dehydration. Another hour in that cage, and she could have died. I held her hand as she slept, for fluids dripping, and wept. I tried to be a good neighbor, to respect rules, and my daughter nearly paid the ultimate price. Word spread fast. By evening, neighbors I barely knew flooded the hospital with toys for Lily and food for me. "We're so sorry," said Mr. Lee, an elderly man from down the street. "Helen's bullied us for years, but this is evil." A woman, Carla, cried. "She fined us for my dad's oxygen machine when he was in hospice. Said it was too loud." Stories poured out, Helen fining a family for their autistic son's sensory swing, threatening an old lady's butterfly garden, banning a veteran's flag for being too big. No one had dared challenge her. Until now. Mark visited the next day, broken. "I didn't know she could do this," he said. "I'm divorcing her, selling the house. You won't see us again." He handed me an envelope. "It's for Lily's medical bills and therapy." When Lily came home, our neighbors had turned the cage's spot into a music garden with wind chimes, a waterproof keyboard, and vibrating pads for Lily's feet. They'd installed a new fence and topped her security. The HOA ousted Helen and elected Carla, who rewrote the rules to embrace disability inclusion. But Lily's trauma lingered. She wouldn't go outside alone, had nightmares of being trapped, and feared her implants. Therapy helped slowly. Her therapist used art and play to process the cruelty. Music, her old joy, became her healing. 3 months later, Helen's lawyer offered a plea deal, guilty for a lighter sentence. "No," I said. "She needs to answer for what she did." The DA agreed, calling it a hate crime against a disabled child. "We're going for the maximum." At the trial, 6 months later, I relived every horrific moment. The security footage left the courtroom stunned. A juror, a mother, sobbed openly. Helen's defense, that she was protecting Lily, was obliterated by the video. The jury convicted her in 90 minutes, false imprisonment, child endangerment, and a disability hate crime. The judge was livid. "You locked a deaf child in a cage, stole her hearing, and left her to suffer because you despised her joy. You lack humanity." He gave her 7 years, mandatory counseling, and a lifetime ban from community leadership or contacting us. A year later, Lily, now 6, is singing again, though fears linger. Willow Grove is reborn. Houses now have ramps, unique gardens, kids' toys, and ASL, welcome science. We held the first Willow Grove Inclusion Festival, with accessible games and a silent disco. Lily stole the show, performing a song she wrote. Carla gave me a plaque for teaching us that true community means everyone belongs. That night, Lily signed, "Mommy, does the mean lady hear music in jail?" I kissed her forehead. "I don't know, but I hope she learns to listen." Lily nodded. Everyone should hear music. Her heart, despite everything, stayed kind. I now run a nonprofit for disabled kids' rights, with Lily as our ambassador, proving that different isn't less. Helen tried to silence Lily. She failed. Lily's song united a community, and her spirit soars. Sometimes, the cruelest acts reveal our purpose. Sometimes, the worst people teach us kindness. And sometimes, the best revenge is letting a child's spirit fly. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. Should pranks or lessons like Helen's ever be tolerated in communities? Drop your take below, and let's spark a debate. Like and subscribe for more gripping stories.